Minas Tirith, City of Kings.
Let's get building.
Hello there, welcome to JonnyBuildz. I am your host, of course, Johnny. Let's get building indeed. And what the video shows is it's way bigger than what this is, but this is pretty big. Hi, how you doing tonight? Good to see you. I wasn't sure if you're going to be able to be on or not. Aren't you working? Anyway, so this is it. We're going to get started right away. This is the Gron that came with it. He's actually not going to be built. He's going to go away. Waiting for someone to purchase him, because that makes this cost less. So let's get started on unboxing. I have not opened this at all yet. So I'm hoping I am opening the right side of it. Well, we'll see. This might be the top, and if it is, well, that'll be it. Ooh, it's sideways. Interesting. All right. So this thing is heavier. This thing is heavier, or at least very. I think it is. I think it is heavier than the Millennium Falcon, which is a pretty heavy thing. So, yeah, we've got yeah. This is pretty big, so I'm gonna move over. I think I'll be able to tilt it and make the whole thing fall out, but we will see. Oh, there was definitely stuff in there. Little cardboard pieces. Alright, so this is meant to be, I didn't realize it was going to be up like this, so here we go. But I guess it goes with how tall it is, but there we go. That is Minas Tirith, or Minas Tirith, however you want to say it. We're gonna unbox this and then we'll get started building. So as you can see, it doesn't have nearly as many levels as it did in the, if you paid attention to the video. Minas Tirith is huge. Like, it's really, really tall. And if they did it minifig scale, it would be ginormous. Even if they did just these parts as minifig scale, it would be absolutely huge. So this part is actually minifig scale. And then in the back is minifig scale as well. This is the throne room where Aragorn and Eowyn, that's where they ruled from. There's also these little, you can see that it comes apart here. It's able to come apart, and there's like little sections here in the tops to make it so it can be like playset type things. So yeah, it's really pretty modularly designed, which I think is pretty cool, which helps with transporting it if you need to. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So looks like opening is up at the top here. Let me move this just a little bit. There we go. So we are going to open this. Alright. A moment awaits. We'll see how stuff is designed in here. I think since it's like this is the way it stands, I think they're all gonna package the same and have stuff in them. Oh, of course. So let me lean this down a little bit. So then they have the packaging. So there's a pattern on the outside, so you know exactly which one's 1, 2, and 3. We're gonna start with box number 1. If I can get my fingers around it. There we go. So if they do this right, which usually they do, set this aside a little bit. Alright, so if this is done correctly, the whole box, this whole top will come off. There's other UCS sets that have done this. Not a lot. The AT-AT did. This one. Yeah, it's nice whenever they put like little patterns on the sides and stuff like that. Not only is that like, hey, this is the side, you know, this is this side up, this is the way it's supposed to go in, but like, you know, it gives you a little bit more of like, hey, the packaging was designed really cool. So that down a little bit. Box one, I would assume, going to have the instructions, or at least the instructions for box. Ooh, so this is different. Oh, that's a little torn. Interesting. So shipping. So the way this is actually looks is kind of cool because I can't even lift it up. It's too heavy. The way it looks is actually how old school Lego, like the way the sets were designed. Like it has like little edging and stuff like that, which is kind of neat. So we have, let's see, 10 bags. So there's 5, 10, 15. There's going to be a lot of bags in this. There's 8. We'll start organizing them in here. 15. 10. 5. 8. There's 2. 7. I believe that's 9. 9. 8, 7. Ooh, 16 even. Alright, so 16 so far in just box 1. There's bag 1. It's pretty large already. Bag 1, 2. Look at these. We got like classic castle type pieces, even though they're white. 17. Woo! Alright, so here's our instructions. Gonna be multiples of those. Probably it goes by box. But we will see. There he is. So this is Gandalf's horse, Shadowfax, which has not been in any set, so that's really cool. We've got things here. This is capes for different people. And this is interesting. I'm not sure what this is for, but there's gearing here. I'm not sure if that's to like, if that's how it's going to lock in place or what that's for, but that usually means there's some kind of movement that's going to happen. Let's go up there. Let's go up there. That's 4. Six. Good. That row is done. 14, 13. 18. Oh, geez. So box 1 has, looks like 18. Now, these bags are not huge. Like when I built the Falcon had 16 bags. That was it. So it was stuffed. So these bags are not like ginormous, but still a lot of bags. That is not a bag. All right. So we got 1. And so we'll put 18, 17, and 16 in the other part of the box. We definitely won't be getting to those tonight. Unless I build really, really, really fast. Which, I mean, I build fast, but not that fast. There's 1. These are going to be used as whatever pieces are called for. Let's look at the instructions. So, oh, geez. We only have 2 books. Interesting. And book 2 is bigger than book 1. So it's going to go by sections. It's probably going to do this bottom section first, and then the top section here. will be second. Yeah, it looks like it because you can see that it's just doing the top section, which can be separated from everything else and like done in its own way. So, right, put instructions over there. That goes there. Cats can play with it. There is not much preamble to this. That's what we just saw actually from the movie. And Minas Tirith, City of Kings. Here the hammer stroke will fall hardest. That's what Gandalf said in the movie and in the books. It says the role of Minas Tirith in the conclusive battle for Middle-earth sometimes overshadows its glorious 1,000-year-old history. When Pippin and Gandalf first arrived, the once so noble realm has fallen into dire disrepair under the stewardship of the fatalistic Denethor. Driven by an impending sense of doom and self-pity, bless you, he gorges himself on grotesque meals rather than fulfilling his duties. Even so, neither the Nazgul nor Sauron himself can diminish its architectural splendor. Solidly built into the White Mountains, Minas Tirith soars with its 7 concentric levels of stone. So this only has like, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4-ish. So it's not near as big as it could be. And there is one person that has they have a minifig scale version of this thing that's just giant. Minas Tirith soars with its 7 concentric levels of stone, crowned by the Tower of Echelon, a 300-foot beacon whose pinnacle reaches 1,000 feet above the plain. So that's this rock that kind of juts out from it. After the War of the Ring ends, Minas Tirith once again stands as a symbol of hope and prosperity. And then from the LEGO design team. So again, this is the rock that juts out. This is obviously Gandalf on Shadowfax. He's coming to the gates. It says, it's always with a sense of awe that we start working on models based on popular themes, including the vast realms in the Lord of the Ring film trilogy. Inspired by the Bigature model created for The Return of the King, we stayed close to the movie version's storytelling and the structural details. We created a hybrid scale model by using a forced perspective building technique. The outer wall was built for LEGO minifigures to interact with, while the 6 upper walls are built progressively smaller for dramatic effect. Which makes sense, and that, you kind of have, if you're standing down at the bottom and you're looking up, it's going to look like it's further away. So it'll make it look like it's smaller. So it does have all 6 builds, but it's kind of hard to tell that they're there because they get smaller as you go up. So that's kind of a neat way to do it. You can place the characters into the iconic scenes both at the top layer and inside. However you display it, there are myriad details everywhere, and you can remove sections of the model for even more versatile display options. You're about to pass into the realm of Gondor. The board is set, the pieces are moving. Let the adventure begin. And so we're going to be starting on the gates of Minas Tirith, and it says the Great Gates on the first wall faces east and serves as the city's only gateway. It opens into a paved courtyard, the meeting point of the Northway, South Road, and the route to Osgiliath. Osgiliath. I can't remember which way. No, I was right. Osgiliath. Each of the 7 levels is protected by its own wall and gate. These gates are placed at angles to one another, creating a zigzagging pattern upward through the city rather than a straight ascent, a hallmark of Minas Tirith's defensive architecture. In this model, the gate can be detached, so newly designed minifigure characters of Gandalf, Pippin, and Shadowfax can make a dramatic entrance through the gate and alert Denethor of Sauron's threats. Alright, we are beginning. So let me get my timer ready to go. And we will get started on bag number 1 of Minas Tirith. Ready? 3, 2, 1, boom! Here we go. All right. We have started. And this will be the main gate. This will be starting the gate. And I'm going to bring this down a little bit because we don't really need to see. I mean, it's still cool to see in the background the. I remember when things are opposite. It's still cool to see it in the background, but this is where the focus is. We got to build some stuff, right? Right, just agree with me. So how is everyone tonight? What's everyone up to? Aside from watching me, what did you have for dinner? I had, what did I have? pot stickers. They were delicious. I've had them before, but they're good. And what's keeping everyone busy tonight? So Denethor is going to have tomatoes that you can that he's going to munch on. Or I'm not sure exactly how that's designed in this, but it's kind of a funny thing that they included in this. Ranch chicken, ranch, nice. I know plenty of other people have started building this thing. They started yesterday whenever they could get the set. The pre-orders are kind of funny though, because like, so we got pre-ordered for my birthday the Vader Big Fig, and it came in. Like, it came in yesterday, which is kind of weird. Doesn't always happen that way with pre-orders, but, you know, yeah, so be it. And this thing's gonna get huge pretty quickly. See how many bags we can get through tonight, and then next week we'll continue on. But this looks like this is like the main front part of the gate already. And I need a drink, so. Hey Bev, how you doing? You were fighting the computer, was going to toss it. Oh no, what was wrong with it? I'm sorry. It was just misbehaving, huh? Computers do that. They do that quite often. Good to see you too, Bev and Missy. As always, thank you for tuning in and joining. This will be neat for display purposes because with having Barad-Dur already, this will be a good counter to it. Where's the 4? Where's the 4? There it is, hiding. I didn't say, oh, I'm missing something. That goes right there. And this is interesting because, like, these are off a little bit as far as, like normally, like, it tends to do things, like, evenly. And this is just a tiny bit. Oh, I see. Actually, it will fit. It will go together right. Never mind. Oh, the racing event. Yeah, I did not get to stream any of it, unfortunately, due to, like, the weather. The weather was... For streaming, it was awful. And somewhat for racing, it was awful. But the event went great. We all had a lot of fun. We learned a lot. And, yeah, we did really well. We didn't place this time, unfortunately. But we did really well. We learned a lot of things, and we have ideas to make the car even better so we can be more competitive. We're kind of at the point where we have to do some alterations to the car so that we can be competitive, so we can do the things we want to do with it. Because right now we have a lot of speed. Like, we have as much speed as we can get in the type of car we have. But the handling needs some work. We need to adjust the shocks. We need to lower the car for center of gravity. And then things will be a lot better. So, yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you for asking. It was a lot of fun. I also did, so Saturday was my first stream with doing Saturday morning cartoons, and I did not have time to make it so that I was having everything go through the computer, like having all the sound and everything, so it wasn't the best. I apologize for that. I have since figured that out, and next time we do this on Saturday, we will be doing, it won't be this Saturday because again, we will be setting up dinosaurs at the library near here. But the next time we do it, we will be watching some Muppet Babies because we're going to be doing a alteration to a theater, a Friends theater, to make it into a Muppets theater. So, you slept in Saturday. Was it stressful? Hey, totally fine. Totally get that. Sometimes you need to do that. See, and that's the other thing that Saturdays were good for. So kids got to watch Saturday morning cartoons. Parents got to sleep in. I know mine did. I mean, like, that was their, you know, that was their break, their day of rest, so to speak. Got some cat hair on here. Yeah, it's our first white pieces on this whole thing. No, there is no way I'm gonna finish this in one setting, cheap ass. No way. I'm gonna do it as fast as I can, as I typically do, but I am going to enjoy it as well. And yeah, this will definitely be a multi-stream thing. Doing it in one sitting would be tough with how many pieces are in it. Quite a large set, though. I mean, I've done it with the Millennium Falcon, pretty much, and that still took a lot of time. This is about 1,000 more pieces. Probably a lot more smaller ones, simply because it, just the way it's designed. Nah, not for me this time. Next time, when I rebuild it or something. All right. 2 more white pieces. How you doing tonight, cheap ass? Keeping out of trouble? Those are depressions. I know we need something else to go with. Ooh, we get to make a nice, cool pattern with all the pieces we have here. So, yeah, this is definitely the gate, the entrance. I think that's right. Yeah. I'm using all these little pieces here to make the little pattern. I didn't realize when they first announced this thing that they were having parts of it that could come off and, you know, join together in other configurations and stuff to make it so you could have like other playset things. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. They'd actually be all all those. Do-do-do-do. It's gonna be like wings for like the other pieces to go on and everything. Oops. I'm just tossing pieces. Oh, we got our first walls. All right. This is where we're going to start making things tall for the gate. The gate will go like right here. Definitely fighting the cat. I did not, because this is all white, and that's all white. Wouldn't show up very well. Oh well. Next. So I normally have a cover I put on, but because this is white, the bottom of it was white, I put it on there, but probably should have. The floating design, yeah, it's pretty neat. We're already almost. That's gonna be the first. These are gonna be the first things holding the gates themselves up. They do look. I think they made the gates look really cool. Like there's green in the. They're green and different. They like definitely contrast with the rest of the set. All right, bag one is done. Look at that, bag one done. Pretty cool. On to bag two, which. A little closer. Well, the pieces are over back here. So, yesterday was June releases. There were quite a few. This is the one I got. And did anyone get any others? Anyone go out for any? Not that you had to go early or anything, but just like hit whatever and got any of the sets. Like I said, the Vader, the big fig Vader came out, and I actually saw a picture that someone had already built it. It's kind of funny because it looks like he has sunglasses almost, the way they did his eyes, but the guy didn't add the stickers, and so he kind of looks better. So that's something I'm going to consider whenever I build mine, but we'll see. No new Lego. Aw. Water lilies. Yeah, the water lilies are neat looking. See, this is what I... with how many pieces this is, there's definitely a lot of smaller pieces in here. I mean, it's part of it's the detailing, but also part of it is the fact that it's micro scale with macro scale. So as it goes higher up in the elevation, things get smaller, so you use a lot of smaller pieces. Didn't get anything, you might get a few later. Yeah, yeah. You don't have to get them, I'm just curious. It's not often that you see these in brown. Here they are. Now we form the arch. The Ender Dragon. Oh, that's right. The Ender Dragon. Those of you that are Minecraft enthusiasts, they came out with a new Ender Dragon. Ha! The way it has on the camera, it looks like the arch is like it's like encasing this. It looks kind of cool. Hey, Owens Brick, how you doing? Good to see you. We are working currently on bag number 2 of Minas Tirith. So far, so good. It's got a big gate. What'd you have for dinner there, Owen? There we go. Arches are always a little funny because they do all pieces, all brick pieces have a slight the tolerance. They have a slight tolerance, so they can bend a little bit. So when you put an arch together, it's always kind of a little bit goofy because they don't necessarily quite line up until you start solidifying them a little bit more. Ooh, barbecue chicken pizza sounds good. YouTube changes that periodically. Sometimes you have to go into like where the notifications are and make it say all. Otherwise you won't. Otherwise you don't see them. It's unfortunate, but that for whatever reason, YouTube likes to change that periodically and be like, oh, we're gonna make it so that like it's harder for you to see streams or whatever. I don't know why they do that. Probably because the popular streamers, they have editors and stuff like that that pay attention to that stuff, and you know they make adjustments and stuff. Me, I don't got time for that. What I had for dinner, I had pot stickers with rice and broccoli, and they were delicious. No dessert yet, but I do have. This is like my favorite drink. Mountain Dew. I know it's backwards. Everything's backwards for you guys. Because I mirrored my camera, so it makes sense that like my hands are underneath where I am. But voltage is very tasty. And my wife actually likes it too. Alright, we are completing the gate. Well, not completing it, but we're making it solid. There we go. Alright, our gate is complete. Be a lot of coverings going on here with all the snot bricks that we have. It is interesting though that it is still there's only 2 sets really that have had spiral bound instructions. One of them being the original Death Star UCS set. It was smaller spiral bound, but it was spiral bound. And then the other one is the Falcon. The Millennium Falcon has a spiral binding to it, and it is a huge manual. These ones, I mean, for as many pieces as this is, like, it's, you know, the manuals themselves are kind of normal size. So. You can't hear me, really? I didn't think I had it that loud. Sorry. Might have been whenever I was playing with the, here, I'm going to turn up the microphone a little bit. There we go. I've added a filter for background noise for the microphone, and also I was playing around with things whenever we did the, when we were doing the stream on Saturday. Afterwards, I was playing around with settings and things to get the background to come through. Is that better? I didn't realize it was that loud. All these 1x1s. Much better. Okay, good. Sorry about that. There we go. Now we've got these little doohickeys that look like snow. Little snow mounds. But they are not snow mounds. They're stone. It's going to be funny too, because building this thing, since there is so much white to it, it's going to be like building like sections of Hoth, and like, you know, where it's just white everywhere. What do I think of the new Pokemon Smart Play sets? Well, I think without the Smart Brick, they look pretty decent. They definitely designed them to hide the Smart Brick, and I think that was smart of them. They should have done that with the Star Wars sets. The problem I see is if the Smart Brick is the same as it's been, and it's going to be the same garbled sounds. Like, even though Pokemon, you know, they just, you know, say the name of what they are or whatever, and that's how they, you know, communicate. If it's garbled in any way, like the Star Wars stuff has been, where it's not even remotely like you hear on the cartoons or the games or whatever, kids are going to be like, I don't need this, you know, I just need the Pokemon to play with it. And some of them look all right, and some of them look goofy. Like, I've already seen people, and I'm not a big Pokemon person. I know just enough. But people were talking about the fact that, like, the first one that they showed, the Charizard and Therion, whatever it is, the doggy or whatever that he's against, like, their heights are really bad. Like there's no way Charizard is as big or whatever. So, like, people are already having an issue with those kind of things. So it's like, I don't know. I'm not a Pokemon person, so it's really kind of arbitrary to me. A couple of them do look good. I think the Squirtle one looks kind of good. I think the Pikachu house looks silly. And, I mean, they're doing it on purpose that way because it's Pikachu. People will buy it anyway. You don't rate it? It's that bad you can't rate it? That's funny. Yeah, I was not going to get any of the Smart Brick stuff until they went on sale around me, and I know they're doing that already around the, you know, around the country and stuff. They just haven't started going on sale around me, so I want to give it a fair shake, despite the fact that I already think it's a dumb idea. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the brick is just silly. If you're building something, see, that's the thing I find funny too, is if you're building something and you're purposely going to hide, you know, it's not your flagship thing, but it's like, you know, it's an important piece or it's supposed to be an important piece of the set. If you're building it specifically to hide that thing, then all you're trying to do is sell a set that wouldn't normally have it in there, you know? And the smaller ones that don't have the smart brick with it, I think look, for the most part, like I said, look pretty good. And that's what you're going to want anyway. You're not going to need the smart brick. You can do your own, you know, whatever. But if it's in any way, shape, or form sounding like the Star Wars ones did, kids are going to be like, I don't need this thing. I don't need this smart brick. So, yeah. That's how I feel about it. Again, I'm not a Pokemon person. Plenty of people are. They're fine. I saw the very first movie when it came out, and yeah, that's about it. Ooh, those look cool. I like those sides. All right, we're gonna do one more. Well, so here's the funny thing, because I've talked with a couple people. In fact, I was showing people the smart brick because I did the Bowser train, and like the smart brick, or I mean the brick that Mario uses, is absolutely fantastic. It sounds like Mario. It interacts in such a way that like there's no question that like it's interactive. Like the coolest thing I think is it has a gyroscope built into it that, you know, like for instance, like the train has like the cannon, so it's like it's got a cannon. You put Mario into it. As soon as Mario gets near the scan thing, it starts playing like the Bowser music, like it's gonna go fight him. And the cannon, like, you know, you have it here, and like it's sitting up and down, and you rotate it, and it makes the noise of the cannon rotating, like in the game. It's like it knows and it responds and reacts. But you can play with it however you want. You can put that as something else. The thing I don't like about the smart brick the most is Lego was touting the fact that you can play with it however you want. It's supposed to foster imagination and make it better. But what I've seen is you can only play with it the way they designed it. And it doesn't do the things that they said it does. For instance, I saw a video where you could take like the TIE Fighter and the A-Wing, put them in completely separate rooms, turn off the lights, and they're still registering hits and shooting at each other and hitting each other. It's absolutely ridiculous. It does not work. So, yeah. If you can't tell, I'm not a fan of the smart brick. But like I said, I do want to give it a fair shake on my own and actually have one or two and have them see what they do. But seeing them at the Lego store, the sounds and stuff, oh my word, it was just bad. And it was funny too. I wanted to record some video of like kids playing with it, and they were like, you can't record because only approved Lego creators could. That's because of how bad it is. They didn't say that, but that's why. Ooh, this is really cool. I like how the design of this is. Little flower hiding in there. So that goes there. Another one here. By the way, I know my clock is off. It's slowly getting back to normal time. It's on the way back. So we put these. Oh, okay. That's cool. That's how you keep the bottom here of the castle together. Whoop. Do that. Snap in. Snap, snap, grin, grin, wink, wink. Say no more. And it goes in here. That is a cool design. That is a cool way to do that and make it so it looks the way you want it to. I got to do it twice, obviously. And I didn't. That's all right. Kind of wanted to see how that goes together. So look at that. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Better than my watch. You want them to make a Starscream. Yeah, yeah. Well, part of it is the affordability or lack thereof. It definitely, I mean, like $30 roughly for a smart brick, because that's how much inflated the prices are roughly for the sets that have the smart brick. Because you look at it, it's like 400 pieces and it costs like $80, $90, you know, something like that. It's insane. A lot of them are, from what I've heard and seen, are breaking. Like they don't hold charge very well or for very long. They don't work. Like you're supposed to like shake them and then, you know, they start functioning and they don't function. All kinds of things just are goofy with it. If Lego had said, hey, you know what? We want to roll this out, but it's not ready yet. We want to take it back and, you know, spend 6 months working on it and refining it so it's something that people are going to want to use. No one would have batted an eye. Everyone would have been like, go, you know, do that. Make it so it's something really cool that everyone's going to enjoy. Nope. They put so much marketing into it. They got all these famous people to be like, look at the smart brick. I mean, I feel bad for like Anthony Daniels. Like he's like, oh look, you know, it's me, you know, and I'm talking to myself. It's like there is no way he was probably told and like offered money before he got to encounter it, and like he probably was like, oh my word, what is this? This is not how I sound. It was so bad. Well, I mean, like that inflation is always going to happen over time, which, you know, roughly, so roughly the amount is, and it's been for quite a while. So if you think, you figure 1,000 pieces is $100 roughly. So every 1,000 pieces is $100, and that's relative to like the piece type, you know. Like the AT-AT was a little bit more expensive for less pieces, but for the legs and stuff, it had huge Technic, you know, build parts and stuff like that. So understandable about that. But roughly that's the way it goes. And it's still roughly there now. But not. Like there's a lot of sets where it's like the Razor Crest, the new one that came out, less than 1,000 pieces. Costs $150. That is insane. And it doesn't have that many big pieces or unique pieces in any way. Like that's just, oh, that's awful. That is simply awful. Looks like we're almost to bag 3. I said these weren't very big bags, but they do have a lot of tiny pieces. To make sure real quick that I have all the pieces done. Looks like it, because I only have one of each extra. Put those off to the side. There we go. We are done with bag 2. Let's take a look at it. This is the gate. Nice and hollow. Not that it matters, but it's the gate with the cool pattern. And this is going to connect directly into the rest of the build. So, there we go. On to bag 3. 3 is a magic number. Well, the brand, I mean, like, anytime you're going to do... Oh, that's interesting. Hold on. That's like a Mario piece, because of the angles to it. Like a lot of the Mario sets, they use, like, not with a hole in it, but they use those rounded corners. Kind of interesting. It looks like these are going to be for the towers over here. Yeah, branding definitely, or not branding, but like the licensing, that's definitely going to change. But like they've had the Star Wars license and the, you know, Marvel license for so long, like that hasn't really affected it that much. Because really, if you think about it, it benefits both. And, oh, I got to do 2 of these. So we're going to do 2 towers. So let's... Not those 2 towers. We're going to do 2 towers at the same time. Ew. So, like, I don't think the licensing is really that expensive. The one they just did with Pokemon, I think, is probably pretty expensive. Because I don't think the One Piece one is. Because One Piece, they're probably like, yeah, we've been doing this for so long, we don't care. Yeah, if you want to build our sets, that'd be cool. You know? I don't know. I would, I mean, they've just been going for so long, so. What, One Piece has been out for what, 15 years? Something like that? It's like the longest running anime. I'm not even sure. You are, look that up. How long has One Piece been running? Okay, so we need these to the side. Need a drink. Oh, I thought it was like, do this 10 times. No, there's 10 on each one. I was like, oh man, that's insane. I was gonna say the Pac-Man set was pretty bad when it came to that stuff. 10 of them, not 10 times. It's interesting that they are using, like, so they have the normal, the 2x1 tiles, and then they do a 1x1 tile just to be like, hey, this is a little bit different, make it look like brick, but they're not using a profile brick, you're kind of just, you're creating it that way. That's kind of neat. Holy cow! So they've been out for like 27 years. Jeez, so it is probably the longest running. So 1,100, over 1,100 episodes for One Piece. That is nuts. I'm not catching up to that. I haven't even started it. I know about it. I've never watched it really though. Definitely something I want to get into. So, Lemur Bricks, how you doing? You got the Minecraft skeleton, the Ender Dragon. Oh, there's another Ender Dragon. Upscale Darth Vader. I got that one. And Sega Genesis. Okay. So you got the Sega Genesis. I wasn't sure about that one. I definitely haven't gotten it yet. I have all the other, like the Nintendo stuff, the Atari. We have that on a shelf. I wasn't sure. I never really played Sega. I was always a Nintendo person. My family always was Nintendo. So I wasn't sure about it, especially because it looks so small. And I think, isn't it like, is it the Master System? Is it the Mega Drive? I wasn't sure what all it was supposed to have in it, but it just seemed like it was going to be so small. What do you think about it? Yeah, he did, but Keith got all the nostalgia stuff. He got it afterwards. He didn't have it for he didn't start off with it, I don't think. What do you mean? You mean Keith? Keith did not have one of those. This goes... Wow. So there's only one snot brick here, and this whole thing goes on there. That is very suspect. I don't remember him having that. Oh well. Alright, we gotta do 4 of these. Playing it and dying 9 minutes on Sonic's first level. When we were younger? I don't remember him having that when we were little. No. He had no. He didn't have a Sega. He had a Game Gear. He had the portable version. He had the Game Gear. He didn't have a Sega Genesis. Yeah, I just thought, I don't know. I mean, like, I guess maybe Sega was jealous, and they're like, hey, why don't you make our system? It's like no one likes it as much. Well, we'll make it a lot smaller. How about that? Okay. These are kind of cool towers. Yeah, he had the Game Gear. I remember playing that because he had so his Game Gear came with columns instead of Tetris. It was columns, and I remember playing that a lot. And also I figured out how to beat the Sonic. And this was before like internet where you could look up things. I remember beating Sonic on the hardest, and getting like the best ending, whatever, blah blah blah. So. Is it okay? You really like it? It's probably not like no, it probably is. Like I said, it was. I mean, it's only what, $60, something like that. So I can understand it being smaller. But if you think it's really, I mean, it may be something to look at, and it probably, pictures are weird sometimes. Like with the Atari, we didn't think it was that cool until we started building it. Then we're like, hey, it's pretty neat. It's better in person. So it might be similar to that. So I have to look at it and just see. There we go. I don't like how loose those are. Set back in there? Yes, it is. Alright, we're already moving up in the world. Look at that. There's our towers. Swappable parts between Mega Drive and Jets. Oh, okay. Alright, so it is even less than I was expecting. Interesting. So when you say swappable parts, do you mean like you can, it's like essentially a 2-in-1, or it's just certain things you put on, that's the Mega Drive, certain things, you know, and then it's just the Master System? I guess it depends on how they do it. $40 probably isn't bad, but that's what led me to believe, like, oh, it's probably a really small set. Flip those over. Ooh, get in the middle there. Come on. Eeh. Certain things you put on for... Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. That's cool. There's a Lumi Brick set that I have that was a very simple one, but they're like, it's a 3-in-1. Well, how's it 3-in-1? Well, you can either transform it and fold out the things and it flies, or it's a motorcycle, or you put it up on the wall and that's the third thing. And it's like, it's not quite 3-in-1, but okay. Whatever you want to call it. Oh, that just fits in there. That's kind of interesting. Like it just comes out. And these go on. And there's our towers done. So that is bag 3, all done. Just those 2 towers. So. Ah, okay. Once it's built, you can use. Oh, that's cool. I like that. All right. I like when things happen like that. All right. So here we are. We are on bag 4. It is time to get Shadowfax out. We got Shadowfax, and we're supposed to have some other things, it looks like. I don't know if they're in here. They're definitely not in there. Aha! It's in here. There we go. And we're gonna need one of the capes for Gandalf. So we are getting. Now this is cool because he's got like the back legs that move with the tail, so he can be like, you know. So there's Shadowfax. He's a new mold. He's different, slightly different than like the other ones. All right, bag number 4 has Gandalf in it. We're gonna get him out. Does anyone know? And if Ben was here, he would know it. But he is not. Does anyone know the name? This is something that we were actually talking about at work. At work? No. I can't remember. We were talking about the fact that in things like this, especially Lord of the Rings, but in things similar to this, you have names for stuff. And like for instance, like Gandalf's sword has been around for a long time. And it has a name, and the name strikes fear into like the orcs and whoever you go against. Same with Aragorn's sword. It is the sword that was broken, and those kind of things. And the name of the sword, invokes fear and respect. Those kind of things. It's kind of funny how that's a thing. It's like, don't cut this. It says no scissors. Let's open. That is not... Oh, we got a bunch of things. I'm gonna find... Where's Gandalf's? There it is. Ooh, his is cloth. Nice cloth. Okay. We'll have Denethor with the tomatoes a little later. That'll probably be when we're like up here building. His cape is very simple. Only one... Even though he has hair and the beard, he only has one... His face only goes one way. Interesting. But remember, a wizard is never late. He arrives exactly whenever he chooses to. There we go. Gandalf. And Gandalf has his sword. I don't know what it is. The reason I asked it because I can't think of what it is. I was looking it up. And he also has his staff, which also has a name. And I can't remember what that is. So, there we go. Gandalf with his sword. And his staff. Now this is cool. They did with Shadowfax. They made it so that you can put the little thing in so that he's... There's a point where like Gandalf, like Shadowfax is like a free horse. Like if Gandalf calls for him, if Shadowfax chooses to come and help him, he will. But other than that, like Shadowfax like goes off on his own sometimes. So it says Shadowfax, the Lord of the Horses, answers only to Gandalf. So he is the Lord of the Horses. Doo-doo-doo. Shadowfax, you shall not pass. There we go. Alright. So, oh man, I gotta do 6 of these. Alright, so we gotta put things up here and stuff. So we gotta do how many? 1, 2, 3. Oh my. Alright, so let's move in here. We'll have Shadowfax doing a little horsey trick. Move this out of the way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Halfway there. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what looks like we're going to build the actual doors? Yeah, I think so. I guess we'll find out. Right, so let's do this. That was probably one of the... So I have on the poll, obviously, is, hey, what's your favorite movie from the Lord of the Rings and also The Hobbit? We only saw The Hobbit. I don't even remember it that much. The first one, To the Unexpected Journey, and then, we never watched the others. Them going after Smog and all that stuff. So, I have to say, though, my favorite is actually the Fellowship of the Ring, simply because, they kind of traverse, all the cool places. They're in the Shire a lot, which I like the green, and I think the Shire's cool looking. They get to go to Rivendell, which is awesome. They get to go to the dwarves, to the Mines of Moria, which is where they lose Gandalf, which, you know, kind of propels everything to continue, you know, to keep going. It's I don't know. I think the Fellowship is my favorite. Like Return of the King, like there's just a lot in the in Sauron's place, and it all looks the same, and like, you know, it's just a lot of they walk. And if you haven't seen that video, there's a music video about them walking, and that's all they do. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. A lot of people didn't know he was coming back. Like those that have read the books knew that he comes back, but they did. And this is the other reason why the Fellowship of the Ring is my favorite. When they're in the Mines of Moria, and this has to do with the soundtrack. I got the soundtrack for the Fellowship of the Ring when it came out, mainly because of this song. So when they're in the Mines of Moria and they read what the you know, what the former living dwarves inside had written, where they're like we cannot get out, they are coming, blah blah blah. And as soon as Pippin knocks over the bucket and it goes down the well and wakes up everybody, and like it's like you know, he yells at him, he calls him a fool of a took, and then he's like, throw yourself down in it next time and rid us of your stupidity. And like there's complete silence, and then you just hear the first doom, which is they hit, you know, they hit the, it's like, you know, the drums that are like calling to everybody. But in the book, they constantly are, you know, they say that the drums sound like they're saying doom. So like in the soundtrack for Fellowship of the Ring, they have that in the song, and they're constantly having the doom part go through, and it just sounds so good. It's so great, and I love that. That's like my absolute favorite part. Aside from the other thing I like is the lament for Gandalf. That in the books it goes for a long time. They, you know, there's a whole lot of honoring Gandalf and who he was, because he fell. So you read the books in between the, yeah. I mean, like that. I think that's kind of smart to do. I'm gonna move this in just a little bit closer. Come closer. Now we get to do a door. Kimberly, where's that from? I will forever be remembered as the man who opened a door. It's like your favorite movie of all time. This is a really cool way that they designed this door. Which sounds weird to say, but it is true. And the green is just cool. Ever after Leonardo da Vinci, that is exactly right. I will forever be known as the man who opened the door. Like, so genius. How many VCR tapes of that did you wear out? Okay, so look at this. It just looks cool using the hinges and stuff as even just the bottom part of the door and the arch going over top. It just looks neat. Oh, these are gonna, you know what? We're gonna have these things probably go down through here, and then it's gonna hook into these posts. Really, really cool looking. And I may, and it won't be Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon because we got stuff going on for that. But I may, you know, do more building of this on Saturday, just like later in the evening, just depends on what's going on or something. Oh, and this is where we put the little figure on. Doesn't matter which way he goes, really. Actually, it does. He does have a butt. There we go, figure. And then he fits right inside. Look at that. That's really cool. About to get to my favorite part of this. Oh, really? What is the favorite? Well, I guess we'll find out. I think it's neat. I can already tell that it's going to be neat how these doors go together. Actually, I think it's cool that it's like the green is like they have the spiky things here in the green. Hopefully none of these break though. All this brittle brown that's in here. Yeah, they look really cool. I mean, like, I can already tell the techniques for putting these together is pretty neat. These go up, and they're using a lot of cool techniques with the hinges and stuff, not in a way that I've ever seen them really use them before. Like, that's so cool. Really well designed. Goes this way. Because look at that. That just looks really neat. Alright, we got words. It says, the 1x4 toothed Lego plate used to represent copper detailing on the main gate was first introduced in 1977 as a steering rack for Lego Technic. I did know that. Alright, so this goes through here. This is our hinge holder thing. I think it goes all the way up through. Yep, it does. And it goes on this side. Whoop. Flip it around. It goes on this side here. Alright. First gate door. There you go. I like reading those words when they come up with stuff like that. Come in its own bolt. Comes in its own bolt. That's right. Just the way they designed this is really cool. It's very, very creative use. And so they didn't have to use like a lot of brick to build up things. Like it makes, I don't know, it just makes it look really cool. So how much of this did you get to build at the Lego store, Kevin? Mr. Kevin? Just out of curiosity. None. Oh, you didn't build any of it. Wow. That stinks. I think this part is my favorite of cat part. Yeah, everywhere. With the doors is putting in the little figure and having it stick through and make sure he's straight. Okay. That is just so neat. Oh, I gotcha. Makes sense. We are at 9:15. Alright, moving right along. Footloose and fancy free. through. Looks like we get an extra little dude. Put that in there. Wait a minute. That's correct. Boom. There we go. Doors are shut. They look really cool there. That is really fantastic looking. All right, so now we get to do this part, which is the archway. This actually looks really neat. The way, I mean, it just looks cool on the box. Get out of the way, box. What movie is that from? Out of the way, box. Concerned for a bit that it wouldn't get built into. Oh, it's a lot of pieces, and it's a lot of small pieces. So totally understand that. All right, we gotta move these two, unfortunately. So we can put this on. And we put our arch in. There we go. Oh man, that just fits. It's almost like they designed it that way. Look at that. That arch looks really cool. The way that's designed and taken care of. It's almost like it's supposed to be there. Cover up the rest right there. And that's it. So let's put Shadowfax back. Gandalf back. We would admire our gates. The gates are Minas Tirith. Oh, I got 2 of those. Nice. Those are really cool looking. They look really neat. They are just epic looking. Very well designed. I like those. They're cool. It is, isn't it? Yeah. Are they going to make the Argonaut? I don't know. I mean, like, there's people speculating right now, all kinds of things. They think that they're going to do, what is it called? There's rumors about a couple of things. A lot of people are thinking they're going to remake Helm's Deep, which I think they would be smart to do that. I think a lot of people would just be like, boom. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is all downhill from here. I mean, they could really do pretty much anything after this. I think Helm's Deep would make a lot of sense. What I really think they should do, I've been thinking this for a long time, but I noticed the Mines of Moria would be kind of cool. What I think is silly that they don't do is, you know, Star Wars does battle packs, and they've unfortunately done them dirty over the last couple years. They've gotten more expensive. They've gotten less cool, I guess you could say. At least in my opinion. Less useful, so to speak. And I think they should do battle packs for this. Because this is really where you want to do, like, army building. And I know that's something that, like, you know, I have, you know, some of the bigger sets. I have the Shire. I have Barad-Dur. But, like, I didn't start with Lord of the Rings when it first came out, and so, like, I didn't get, like, a bunch of orcs to make an army. There's some other people that have, but, like, I think a battle pack would be cool. I think, well, I mean, look at the sales of this set. Like, it's sold, I think, like, Australia, it's sold out. They couldn't get it anymore. In the US, I think they still could a little bit, but, like, a lot of other places, it's sold out. So I think that speaks... Australia doesn't, you know, I'm not surprised. But I think that speaks a lot to how other places feel about it. We got the little tiny one. Oh, we got this one. I think it's popular differently than Star Wars is, but I think it is popular enough. So, all right, we're starting to make our wings. So this part goes there. Coloring's a little bit off. This doesn't look quite as tan as it should. The rest of everything else looks pretty good, but this, it's hard to get with lighting. See, up close it looks better. It's hard to get with lighting sometimes, the stuff to look right. Something I'll have to play with. In some ways, yeah, I mean, it's definitely universally loved, but I think in some ways it's more of a niche than Star Wars is. Star Wars is, I think, a good bit more mainstream. That doesn't mean that Lord of the Rings isn't, but it's not as much. And I think Lord of the Rings still is more niche than Star Wars is. Okay, so this, oh, that looks cool. What? Okay. That is interesting looking. And then we put it aside. Okay, let's put it over there. More to drink. All right, this is bag 5. We are... Now, some of the time was... Oh, I want to go to New Zealand, too. I think that would be an amazing trip. I started probably about 8:20 simply because I was doing a little bit of unboxing first. It's going pretty good. I don't know how many pizzas are in each bag, but it's going along pretty good. So this goes there. Yes. It's interesting what we're designing here. I know it's like a corner thing over here. So there's going to be like a tower that goes up here. So this is like going to extend out from like here. That's what it looks like anyway. But we are, so the whole, like this whole big giant first box is to build like the front gate. Or the front gate and the front wall. Which will have some similarities for sure. Oh, this cat hair. Where does it come from? Oh, yeah, cats. All right, so now they're going kind of a top-down view to look at things. You can see where to put stuff. I want to do, like, if I get to go to New Zealand, there are 2 things I would want to do. I would want to go... Oh, look, it's a heart. That's cool. Ding, little heart. I would definitely, you know, want to go visit some of the Lord of the Rings locations. The other thing I want to do, this is interesting, it just barely fits in there. We got a curved piece and we got an angled piece in here that just barely fit. I'd also want to go see the rugby team, the All Blacks, because they were the best. They still are very good, but like they were the best whenever I was in college and playing rugby. And their play style is so amazing, and the way they do for every game, the way they do the haka, oh, it's so cool. You can go. If you don't know what a haka is, it's a tribal thing from back, you know, when they used to do things that way. Oops, I was right. Let's stay this way. And that was their way of like challenging, you know, that's the way that they threw down the challenge of like, you know, whatever it was. You know, back in, you know, ancient days, it was, hey, we're getting ready to fight, you know, so they would do the haka. The idea of the haka is, you know, you may not have to fight because you intimidate your enemy, and so they surrender, and then you don't have to worry about, you know, bloodshed or whatever. Oh, we put another heart on. Another heart. Right there. That one's upside down, though. So yeah, the haka is a very cool thing to watch and see them do. But just seeing them play would be, you know, that would just be awesome. That's straight. Looks like it. Nope, same one. No, I went. Nah. I do know, like someone went and found like the bar that he and C.S. Lewis, I forget what it's called, but someone went there and like found the bar where those literary geniuses, you know, spent time together, you know, and talking about their works and different things. And actually found, you know, the bench or the not stall, but you know what I mean, the place that they always sat. And that would be cool to see, but I don't know. I'm just not a fan of going to England all that much. Now, Ireland, Scotland, that would be cool. I would like to go there. Booth. Yes, a booth. Yes, I could not think of the word. Booth? Booth. Why not booth? The tower's gonna go on the middle here. Some more outdoorsy pieces here. Ah, it's our first green. Look at that. First green piece. Not much green along the mountainside. Well. Hey, Axel, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, you can, yeah. People make assumptions all the time. There were Antique Roadshow guys there. See, that's not a reason to go to, like there's many more reasons to want to go to England than Antiques Roadshow. But I guess if that, you know, if that's what you aspire to. I've only told you one time that I was sorting. Only once. You just think it's all the time. Bruce thinks it's all the time. But that's alright. He can think what he wants. Thanks, you are. Have a good evening. Rest of your evening, whatever it is. Keep on building as always. Okay, doing lots of panel pieces because again, this is gonna connect here. We're gonna put a tower. There's gonna be more wall, all that fun stuff. So this is that's exactly right. You go see what you want to see, even if it's silly. I'm just kidding. Another green. Another green. No way. That's supposed to look like a little mound of rock right there. There should be another there. Put my hinge on over here. That's great. Yeah, the way they designed these walls is really cool. What makes them so much better than the US? That's kind of a weird thing to say, but hey, if it's true, I guess. Cat hair. Cat hair everywhere. Alright, so we put this down, and now we do the next little thing. Like we're doing like a little piece that's gonna catch on, but it has to be done separately. Go for it. I'm sure he will be he will less than care. Oh, that goes all the way across. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, oh, that's why. I was like, wait a minute, that won't fit right. That has to be down. UR didn't see that, so I don't have to start over. Oh, I see. So the US is just like, hey, how much money is this worth? And whereas the UK version is like actually like trying to be helpful and tell you historical thingies. Is that it? Ah, stoic and serious. Yeah, there's no, I mean, like, especially if you tell someone, like, hey, this is worth this. I mean, like, hoot and holler, you know, be like, woo! If it is worth something. And if it's not, oh well. It's definitely interesting how they have this design. Alright. What was it? 933. Alright. Probably get bag 6 done. Have they got bones? No. We have the holy hand grenade. Yes, of course. The holy hand grenade of Antioch. Stop being so silly. Aha! I knew there was a piece. It wasn't missing, but I checked. I figured I would check the bag first. There it is. Doo-doo-doo. Brother Maynard, bring out the holy hand grenade. Yeah. Nah, I don't always sort, but there is a lot of sorting that does need to be done. Welcome to the stream. But this is no sorting. This is lots and lots of building. This is a really interesting... Almost looks like I'm designing a bug. Anastasia will have fun. That's right. I always build. I don't always sort. But when I do sort, it's pretty awesome. Goes on top of there. Interesting little ladders. Oh, that's cool. All right, so we're building like a little cart thing here. Goes through there. Or is this like, oh, this is like a catapult type thing. That's neat. Put a rosebud in it. There is no need for a rosebud in here. It's only on the AT-ATs. And you can blame Lego for that, though, in the first place. This way. Okay. Slide it over. Come on. Okay. Put the little wheels on. Looks like a little... It looks like a little cart. Don't put the cart before the horse. So this goes right there. Like a little cart filled with rocks. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, there is no missing piece. I have no missing pieces. I'm doing good. All right. We are done with that bag. We'll continue on to bag number 6. Just in the first box, there are 18 bags. That's insane. All right, now we're going to start building more wall because you can see all the white pieces in there. So, the only dinosaur. Oh, I found the arms, Kimberly. I found the arms for the Carnosaurus. They're really tiny, but I found them. I kind of dumped out the bricks and found them. But yeah, no baryonyx head, so. No berry head. So now we get to start actually doing this. A little cart here. It's kind of funny how they have that design. So, profile bricks. Side. It's here. Well, of course it's there somewhere. The question is, where is the there? Now we get to build a wall. And make this best visible. Oh, look, we've got the fish. Interesting little part of the wall right there. It's like it's been pushed in. So this looks like they do, the way they have the bricks done is to make it look more like they're not using a ton of profile bricks to like that. I mean, like that's profile brick, but like they're not using a ton of them in order to you know, show like the lines and stuff. What they're doing is they're just using different sizes of the regular bricks in order to make it be to have lines and stuff. But they're also doing this where they put like little angles in, so that's like a break in the wall. Not a brick in the wall. Break in the wall. I've seen they've done that with some modulars lately too, which is kind of a neat way to do it and kind of more natural. It allows you to keep the bricks, you know, without having to go with specialty bricks and still make it look, you know, like it should, like it's realistic. So. But they are also throwing in a profile brick here and there. They're also putting a little break here and there, a little low, like a little low part where, you know, the wall has been pushed in, caved in over time, or, you know, been attacked. And it's been around for a long time. Wait, what did I do? Three. Oh, there is a 1x1 there. What? Move these over. That's why, because that's supposed to. Okay. There's a chicken! So a chicken and a fish. What do you call a fish with no eyes? Let's put our little barrel right there. This goes against the wall over one more. Oh, look at that. 9:42. It's getting closer. Not there yet, but it is getting closer. We're going to make some stalls here for little things to be chilling at. That's definitely adding to the piece counts. So yeah, we're gonna make these little archway here things, and it's like, hey, come enjoy our wares. So this is where you're getting all these, like, you know, it's 8,000 pieces, but there's so many that are like 1x1s. Yeah, this thing right here is 11 pieces. Just this little bloop. It's kind of fun. But it all adds to the flavor of the set. It'll definitely be a fun set to have rotating around at Library Con. Yeah, it does not secure. Hopefully we do something to secure it. Another profile brick. 6. Do another wall in location. Aha, we are going to make it so these are nice and joined together. Twist them a little bit. Twisted. Go. Oh man, see? And more 1x1 pieces. All these little barrel pieces. Be a little column. There's 6 of those. 1, 2, 3. And it's gonna, 4. It's gonna be all through this set too, I'm sure. 6. 6. There. 2x1. Oh, we're gonna have words here on the next page. Looks like this is a typical stall that you have in like a medieval thing where they have like little carrots or little lettuce. There we go, perfect. And there's tomatoes. I see tomatoes. Lettuce. I wonder if they're gonna talk about the tomatoes. I know they look like cherries, but they're supposed to represent tomatoes. So, just so you know. And that's all for Denethor, because he's gorging himself on food and tomatoes and things. And then 2 carrots. 2 carrots go into the barrel over here. Or into the bucket, and then in the barrel goes the fish. And we've got the fertile farmland at the Pelennor Fields provides food for the city's inhabitants. Oh, and we got to put our chicken. Where's our chicken? Chicken has a little bit of feed. We get our chicken. This is not Zelda, so you can hit the chickens all you want. Ducks can't eat corn unless it's extremely cold. Why? What? Why is that? Why can they not eat corn unless it's extremely cold? I've never heard that before. Never knew it was a thing. So here you can see like the openings in the wall, like the little dents and everything. It's pretty cool. Does it just not slide down their gullet or what? Because their body temperature is already high and corn raises. Oh! Corn raises their body temperature. That is not something I ever would have thought about. That's interesting. And I guess you can use corn for like ethanol for fuel, so that kind of makes a little bit of sense. But for a duck, that's weird. Poor ducks. MR ducks. CM wings. LIB. MR ducks. Alright, we're gonna build 4 of these things. So we did these before. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. I got an extra tomato. No, Pepsi does not sponsor me. Why they're insulated with fluff layers. Because ducks don't hibernate, they just kind of chill. I always think it's funny whenever I see like ducks going on the water and they're just like, you know, it's like negative degrees or whatever, and they're just like, man, we're swimming. We're fine. We're all fine here now, thank you. How are you? And just make their little ducky noises. That was not right. Go down. There we go. I was like, why did that look weird on the screen? So within a year, so whenever a baby duck happens, so like within a year they have adult feathers so they can survive, I would assume. Otherwise, you would kind of have to like make little baby ducks, depending on when they're born. You would have to make them hibernate, or not hibernate, but like have them in warmth. I would think. What is it? 9:53. There we go. Making and this will be the inner part here for the tower that will go in. And the next one, which we will not get to tonight. So it is 9:53, so we will end it here after this is done. Go. Couple more pieces. We'll be able to get more done next time because, again, it won't be unboxing, but it is fun to read the things that they put in there. And this will be the last part. There we go. And that is it. We are done for the night. Yeah, about 20 minutes unboxing and stuff. So this is pretty impressive. That gate is awesome. Shadowfax is cool. The doors do open nicely. But they do look really cool. Hey Paisley, how you doing? You just came to chill in your box. The archway looks really cool. And then this is the start of the wall. So this one will probably fit in here. Maybe? I don't know. Or maybe it goes on the other side because this doesn't look like that would fit in there. Let me see. No, with the cart there, that gets in the way. And there's no connector to it. So yeah, this probably goes like over here. So. All right. Jerry always goes pss, pss, pss. Huh. She just looking at me. All right, there we go. So this is our first venture into Minas Tirith. There will be more. I'll probably do this part and the connector and stuff like that for the side. Probably get the rest of this, because we did 7 or 6. Now I've done a lot of the, you know, a lot of these are going to get repeated a lot. It's all along the wall. Probably be able to do those a little bit quicker, and I've already built one of the walls. It's going to be similar as far as that stuff goes. But you know, we'll have to see as we go. So thanks for tuning in. Saturday there will not be a stream because we're going to be setting up our dinosaur stuff at the Cranberry Library. They're doing a summer reading program, and it's dinosaurs. So we've got a whole dinosaur setup that's going in. A couple people have already put in stuff. But yeah, so until next Tuesday, as always, may the brick be with you. Keep on building. We'll see ya.
Minas Tirith, City of Kings.